So guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about choosing oneself, and without further ado, let's go to the video.
The day you finally choose yourself is the day your power actually comes back. It is the day that the things that are making you cry now will never ever have power over you again. It is the day that you will be able to think clearer and actually move forward with all those self-developmental plans you've been having. It is the day you will realize that the exit plan is just an excuse in the mind that keeps a woman in the same stagnant place for a very long time. The day you discover your full potential power is the day that nothing is going to stop you, and whatever a person says will not have power over your decisions or you actually starting over. That is the day the fear of the unknown will not have power over you. That day cannot ever come until you decide that it is time. Okay, no one can decide it's a perfect day for you to take away your power, but people will continue involving you in their chaos, and you will continue participating in that chaos until you realize that your standards are way better than this and that you deserve way better than what you are exposing yourself to. Remember, whatever you are allowing to continue will have the power to repeat itself through you because you are making yourself available for it.
I don't know who made you feel this way, but you should not feel forced to dim yourself down to be around anyone. If you are someone who likes to dress up, who likes to put on their best clothes on a regular day, you do that. If every day of your life feels like a celebration, act like it. And the people who are uncomfortable with that, the people who don't understand that and who think it's weird and unnecessary, can go sit in their pity party by themselves. As long as you're not harming anyone, as long as you're not harming yourself, be who you are, because we're all gonna die anyways. Why would you let someone who bleeds the same way you do control anything that you have going on? Now, obviously, do what you need to do to survive, right? But aside from that, live your life. This is your life. It's not your parents' life. It's not your siblings' life. It's not your friend's life. It's not your boyfriend's life. It's not your husband's life. This is your life. Choose what you want to do with it and do that.
This is how you're going to stop people pleasing and actually focus on yourself. And trust me, I know it can be difficult, okay? I know a lot of people that have gone through tremendous difficulties with people pleasing. I can tell you guys that I'm luckily not one of these people. So this is the number one thing that I do that really keeps my energy on myself and focused on myself. The number one thing I would recommend is to do overnight affirmations, okay? But hold on. These are affirmations that you play overnight while you are asleep, okay? These are fully backed by science. So when these are playing when you're asleep, your brain is open and receptive to new information. So if you have affirmations talking about how much you love yourself, how much you prioritize yourself, how much you care about yourself, then they're going to rewire that belief system that you have about people pleasing, and it's going to shed that neural pathway. And it's going to create a new neural pathway in its place that helps you focus on yourself, okay, and do things for you. And if you're not sure what type of overnight affirmations to use, I got you. Let me know if you want to see them. They're completely free, and honestly, they are going to change the game for you. All right, let me know if you have any questions. You got this. You're going to detach and you're actually going to focus on you. Let's go. Let's go.
If you feel guilty about respecting your own boundaries and removing people from your life that you do not align with, this video is for you. Sometimes when we cut people off, even when they deserve to not be in our lives, we feel guilty. Sometimes this comes from a place of us really wanting people in our lives. And sometimes this also comes from a place of we have been made to feel horrible for choosing ourselves in so many previous situations where we have spoken up and spoken out for ourselves, that when we actually begin the process of cutting people off, especially at the first sign of a red flag, or through doing self-reflection and realizing that we have been a hypocrite to ourselves by lowering our standards for these people that don't actually care about us and only care about things when it applies to them, it's really important to realize that living in your truth, living in the truth of who you are, is the only way to be free within our lives. It's the only way to free up our energy spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, even financially. It is how we mentally free ourselves and begin to really truly respect ourselves and who we are. And it's also how we become the realest person that we can with ourselves when it comes to us having standards for ourselves and the people around us. Because we can't have standards for other people that we're not applying to ourselves. We can't have standards for some people over here and then give other people free passes over here and then wonder like why our lives are still chaotic. For some of us, we've just got to be in sync across the board with who we are in every scenario. And we should not feel guilty about that. And yes, people are allowed to live their lives. They're allowed to make their own choices. You are not supposed to be in control of anybody else's life or anybody else's choices. But if what someone else is doing in their personal life, if it doesn't align with you, and it's a sign of how they treat other people in a very negative way, and that bothers you, it does not serve you to make yourself uncomfortable by continuing to align with someone just so you won't be alone when who they are doesn't align with you and who you're being with them doesn't align with you. Because a lot of times we will accept certain things from people that we have spent ages complaining about that we've had to heal from other people, and then wonder why we're still dealing with the same thing that we're working so hard to get away from. And for me, it really came from a place of desperation to actually have people in my life that actually cared about me. But the reality is I was working against myself by not holding those people to the standards that I've set for myself and accepting them disrespecting me, and then wondering why I'm feeling inadequate when they're making me feel inadequate. I'm letting them making me feel inadequate by continuing to deal with them, and I'm cheating myself. For what? Don't feel guilty for choosing to no longer cheat yourself. So go on ahead and treat yourself. Good day.
So how do you begin choosing yourself first? Such a good question, Carly. The first thing I would do is decide to be selfish. A lot of times we get hate when we decide to put ourselves first and what we want over what other people want. But I want to give you full permission to 100% put yourself first and become selfish. Because you're here to live your life getting every single thing that you want. And so be selfish, put yourself first. What you want is quite literally the only thing that matters when it comes to your life. The second thing I would do to start choosing yourself is set some boundaries. When I was healing and going through my spiritual journey, I had to cut my family off for a little bit. I had to set some boundaries and let them know that, hey, I'm going through something right now and our views on this is different. And so I need some time alone. Please do not contact me. Please do not bother me. And it's the same with romantic and friendships. Set some boundaries so people know what you're not willing to put up with and what they can expect. The third thing I would do to choose myself first is do the daily things that it's going to require for you to feel whole on the inside. For instance, meditations, subliminal tapes, affirmations during the day, breath work, as many things as you need, as many times as you need in order to get yourself feeling whole on the inside. Because the way that we feel about ourselves on the inside is what makes us put ourselves first. The final thing I would say about choosing yourself first is don't go anywhere if you don't feel like it. If you don't have good energy and you don't feel like you're going to go and add to whatever's going on, then do not go. When I was healing, there were so many times where my friends would ask me to go out for drinks and whatnot, and I would have to turn it down just because I didn't feel complete and whole on the inside for a little bit. My energy wasn't 100% in it, and I felt like if I went, it would almost throw me off even more. Unless you think whatever you're going to or going to do is adding to your energy, then I suggest you do not do it. For instance, an event where you're getting together with a lot of business people, if you want to be a business person, this could be an opportunity for you to raise your vibration and get in the vibration of money or what it feels like to be that business person. But if it's going out and drinking and being out until 2 a.m., that's not helping you raise your vibration. That's actually dragging you down. I hope this helps. I love you all so much. And again, I'm creating Future Queens on my page. If you ever want coaching, reach out.
The way to choose yourself so that you are not focused on being chosen is to give yourself whatever you think this person or this opportunity will give you if they did choose you. What is truly underlying that desire to be chosen? Is it approval? Is it validation? Is it even physical touch? All those things can be given to you by you. And this does not only mean self-sufficiency. What it means is, if this person or this opportunity is not giving you this thing, the way to responsibly take control of that and give it to yourself is to go to someone else who can give it to you. Choosing yourself does not mean only relying on yourself. It does not mean being hyper-individualistic. What it means is knowing where your energy flows and where you can have the better chance of getting what you truly desire because you're worthy of it, and going there instead of staying in something that is not giving you what you desire. Because when you stay with people or opportunities that are not giving you what you truly desire, what you're saying to yourself subconsciously is that you don't think you are actually worthy of getting these things that you want. You are not choosing yourself, you are abandoning yourself. And of course, this is just from my own experience and the things I've learned in therapy. But choosing yourself is about acknowledging and accepting your desires and saying no to whatever or whoever can't give you them without making it an issue of your self-worth.
I am in my selfish era and I am thriving. Choosing myself and putting myself first has honestly been the best thing I have ever done. I am a people pleaser and I have always been this way. Life has thrown me so many punches and it has held me by my singlet, as I like to say. But through this, I have learnt to finally pour into my own cup. I allowed people to walk all over me and to convince me that I wasn't worthy of anything better. And I believe growing up in a household where my feelings and my needs didn't matter and I had to think about everyone else is the root of this problem. And this is why I'm such a huge therapy advocate, because I don't know if I would have come to this place or this conclusion at this stage anyway, if it wasn't for therapy. And honestly, sometimes you have to feel in order to learn. The universe will show you time and time again why you should not be with that person, why you shouldn't be friends with that person, why you should not put yourself in that specific situation. And if you keep ignoring it, if you keep doing the same thing, if you keep going through the same cycles, you're going to learn that lesson someday. So if you keep putting yourself on the back burner, if you keep pouring into other people's cups who don't value you, they will show you someday. And it's all well and good trying to be a good person and trying to keep the peace and to please others. But what about yourself? And as I said, life has honestly held me by my neck. And this past year alone has taught me so much. I've learned to say no, and that was one thing that I really struggled with. I've also learned to think about myself and to put my feelings and my needs first. And at first, I won't lie, it was very difficult and I felt like I was being selfish. But I feel like being selfish is good sometimes. And the word selfish has such negative connotations, but sometimes you have to be. And honestly, since being in this selfish era, I have been so happy and I have had so many people come to me and tell me how I'm glowing, how they see me thriving. And honestly, that is one of the best compliments anyone could receive. It was hard at first, but I don't regret it. So please put yourself first, pour into your own cup and be in your selfish era if you have to.
Okay guys, this is the end of the video and here is my take. Guys, choose yourself, make yourself happy, pour into yourself. You know, I was a people pleaser and I was so bitter. I was bitter towards people because most of the time I will sacrifice myself, I will suppress myself to show up for people, to go and do things for people. But when it's my turn, people don't reciprocate. So I become bitter. But I have learned that they don't owe me anything. They don't owe me anything. They don't force me to sacrifice myself for them. So what I do now is to choose myself first. Don't be mean to people. Do good to people, but don't forget yourself. Don't forget yourself. Make yourself happy. Pour into yourself. When you love yourself, you can do for people. You can do a lot for people without being resentful when they don't give you back. Love yourself, pour into yourself, make yourself happy, and after, love people. So I hope you gain one or two things in this video. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share. Give me a thumbs up. Give me your thoughts in the comment section. Give me your experience. Let's chat in the comment section. Thank you for watching and I love you.
And the word selfish